How to properly wear an airplane oxygen mask. Southwest Airlines Flight 1380 suffered a massive engine failure on Tuesday, which forced the pilot to make an emergency landing. According to CNN, when the left engine blew apart, it sent shrapnel through the plane, killing one passenger and leaving a hole in the aircraft which caused the cabin to depressurize. After Southwest Flight 1380 suffered massive engine failure and the loss of cabin pressure, oxygen masks were deployed. One photo from passenger Marty Martinez showed several passengers wearing oxygen masks incorrectly. To properly use the mask, pull down on the mask until the plastic tubing is fully extended. Put the mask over your mouth and nose and breathe regularly. According to Business Insider, at altitudes over 15,000 feet, people struggle to breathe and keep their blood oxygenated. They can develop a condition called hypoxia and lose consciousness within minutes. According to the Aircraft Owners and Pilots Association, symptoms of hypoxia include nausea, apprehension, tunnel vision, headaches, fatigue, dizziness, blurred vision, tingling sensations, numbness, and mental confusion. According to passenger reports, the engine failure on Flight 1380 occurred at 31,000 feet. The National Transportation Safety Board is currently investigating the incident. Still safer than driving. Southwest Airlines flight grounded for flaming wing. A Southwest flight from D-Town to St. Louis was grounded after a passenger happened to notice the wing was on fire right before takeoff. David Fedor was enjoying the back of the plane on Flight 1863 last Thursday when his spider sense started tingling. He heard a loud thud, kind of like landing gear engaging, but when he looked out the window, he saw flames coming from the bottom of the wing. According to Fedor, the flight had about 80 people, but he had the rear mostly to himself. Apparently, no one else noticed the fire, so he got up from his seat and calmly alerted a flight attendant. At first, the flight attendant told him to sit down, but then she came back and saw the flames for herself. She alerted the pilots and they turned the plane back. The passengers got off and then either booked another flight or were given a refund. Southwest did acknowledge there was a fire and, in a statement, said, "While there were no indications of anything abnormal, our mechanics are repairing the aircraft and the plane currently remains in maintenance." Really? No indications of anything abnormal? Airbus plane engine falls apart over the Atlantic. An Air France flight en route from Paris to Los Angeles was forced to make a slight detour when one of its engines disintegrated over the Atlantic on Saturday. The Airbus A380 was just east of Greenland carrying 496 passengers and 24 crew members when one of its engines experienced a serious failure. According to passengers, there was a loud boom and then a lot of shaking. Luckily, the fast-acting pilots quickly shut the engine down and were able to stabilize the plane in under 30 seconds. The plane flew for about an hour on 3 engines before arriving at Goose Bay Airport in eastern Canada. 2 777s were eventually sent from Montreal to pick up the passengers and take them the rest of the way to LA. The cause of the engine failure is still unknown and currently being investigated.
Spirit Airlines plane spews parts after Detroit takeoff. The FAA is looking into why a Spirit Airlines plane was spewing parts after a Detroit airport takeoff on Monday night. The Spirit flight from D-Town to Hotlanta was forced to return to Detroit Metro Airport after experiencing engine failure. The plane was able to land safely without incident, but unfortunately dumped a bunch of engine pieces into the yards of Detroit residents. The FAA sent investigators to look into what went wrong and to examine the recovered engine parts. The investigation should be concluded in the coming weeks. According to one passenger on the flight, the plane was at about 5,000 feet when there was a large bang that caused the aircraft to shake and shudder. The passenger said the right engine was on fire, sparking, and losing pieces. And here we thought it was just Spirit trying to save money by getting rid of plane engines. Airlines made $44.6 billion charging for extras. The world's greediest and biggest airlines raked in around $44.6 billion in passenger fees and commissions last year. Some budget airlines, Spirit, get almost half their total revenue from charges for bags, food, entertainment, and other extras, aka things that used to be free. Airlines around the world are increasingly making more and more money from fees, frequent flyer programs, and commissions for directing passengers to hotels and car rental companies. The $44.6 billion bamboozled by the 66 biggest airlines was a 10% increase over 2015. Over the past 10 years, airlines have gotten really good at charging you for stuff that used to come with your flight. The biggest airlines made an estimated 9.7% of their revenue from ancillary fees. Budget airlines derived an even bigger chunk of their cash from fees and commissions. For example, Spirit Airlines was at 46.7%, while Frontier Airlines was at 42.4%. Spirit actually charges you for almost 40 different extras, such as $2 to print a boarding pass at an airport kiosk and up to $50 just to choose your seat. Word is, Spirit is looking to get passengers to pay extra for engines and pilots. Okay, maybe not, but who knows? Anyone know when that Hyperloop gets finished?